but the lights go out. The race gets underway. It's a good start from Finn Groom from pole position. He sneaks in front of Pip Hammond into the first corner. Looks like Stuart Place actually makes quite a decent start as well. So too does Lee Scott. He's up into third position. So it's Finn Groom leading, Pip Hammond second, Lee Scott third, and Stuart Place in fourth position as they come up towards the Druids hairpin for the first time. Pip Hammond is going to try and go around the outside of Finn Groom in that Nova.
Oh, he's got him.
He's done him. So Pip Hammond gets the lead of the race away from Finn Groom. Lee Scott is second, and we've got a safety car because there's a car that didn't get off the grid.
Ryan Clark obviously stalled the car on the grid there, which is such a shame, and it's now being frantically pushed off. They might be able to clear it. Oh no, they won't be able to clear it. There's a little further way to go before they can take it off. But what a lightning start there from Finn Groom. I did speak to him because where he is on the grid, that little hill is very difficult to pull away from, especially in the wet. And I told him to use less revs, and it sounds like it looks like he actually listened to me and pulled away marvellously. But what a good start there from Lee Scott and Stuart Place, finding themselves uncharacteristically in the middle of the pack. And Ryan Clark is now under its own power again. He's obviously must have just stalled it and it wouldn't restart. So he'll be joining the back of the grid, but I think we will have a lap of the safety car.
Yeah, I think we will.
In the meantime,
we'll just have to do one lap, won't we, behind the safety car, and then the cars will hopefully be released out to race proper. Obviously, we're missing Terry Roughton there. Do we know why Terry was not there?
Well, I know he had problems in qualifying. He found himself off the track heading up towards Druids, and obviously he hasn't been able to repair that. And he qualified excellently as well in his Rapid AX. And we're talking about Rapid. Looks like Andrew Anderson didn't have a very good start. He found himself qualified really well in that little Suzuki Swift. Of course, these conditions as they are, they're very much levelling the playing field when it comes to power. So you'll get the cheeky little cars there, but he didn't get off that line very well at all, Ian.
No, that's right. The other thing to note is within this championship, you do have success ballast as well.
We do,
you?
yes.
So who's got what ballast in their cars today?
At the moment, the person carrying the most ballast is Stuart Place at 50 kilos. And then Pip Hammond, the championship contender, the other championship contender, he finds himself carrying 40 kilos. And the other one who's not here, Martin Rogers is meant to carry 40, but he's not here, sadly. But obviously, we're more interested in car 87 and car 71 Hammond. Yep. Looks like we're coming for a restart again now. They're all lining up astern there, seeing who can get the jump. Yeah, the safety car is about to pull in. There it goes. And this is going to be tense now. Finn wants to be a bit closer to Pip. And Andrew Anderson thinking about going on the inside of Neil Dubman, but of course he can't until he crosses the line. And under full chat, they're coming in front of us, and there Pip Hammond managed to get a nice little gap there on Finn Groom. Oh, and Lee Scott is heading for the outside line from Finn Groom. Now, that's very tricky in these conditions, and Finn Groom does hold the position.
He does indeed. So they're heading off up to Druids once again. There you can see Finn Groom in that number 91 car is just holding off for the moment, Lee Scott, but now Lee Scott doing what Pip Hammond did on the opening lap and going around the outside of Finn Groom. And is he going to hold on to that place? Lee Scott's not going to get the place there, I don't think, is he? But he'll have the inside line as they go down towards Graham Hill Bend. Lee Scott must have won countless races here at Brands Hatch in Classic Stock Hatch in the past, and he does squeeze through now into second place. But look at the lead that's given Pip Hammond.
I know that little bit of tussle there slowed them up, and it's allowing Pip to get away. And of course, although we are carrying success ballast, this won't be much of a hindrance in this weather. It'll actually help you with that little bit of extra weight, getting these Toyo tyres to grip. Oh, look at that understeer from Pip Hammond as they reach that. That's an awful corner. Oh, Stuart Place, he looked like he was going for the inside line.
He's done it.
He's done it. He's got past Lee Scott. And like you say, this is Lee Scott's local track. And all looking at their friend, and Andrew Anderson in his little Swift, he's got back up again and looking further back. Chris Deere doesn't really seem to be on the pace, but he is coming up to just about overtake Hazelhurst.
Yeah, he was the champion 2 years ago, wasn't he, Chris?
He was,
in that Peugeot, but not doing the full season this time around. Pip Hamilton the best lap of the race, and surprisingly in the lead, a 1 minute 9.937. So on to lap 4 of the race. Stuart Place, there you can see in the number 87 car, is up to second. And now you've got Andy Anderson in that yellow Suzuki Swift trying to go around the outside of Finn Groom. So he made a great start, did Finn Groom, but seemingly not able to carry that speed forward into the race because he's lost out a couple of positions, and he's maybe going to lose out to that little Suzuki Swift of Andy Anderson as well, who's a newcomer for this year.
It is, yes. He's come all the way down from Scotland in that little Suzuki Swift. That's only a 1.3 engine, but as I say, this circuit in this condition is very much level playing field. That's why you'll see the the Fiesta. Oh, and Graham Reese has found himself. That looks like Druid's hairpin. It looks like he's found himself in the gravel track, and I fear we may have another safety car because he's in a very nasty little position.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Race control will be looking at that. They've got their own CCTV cameras as well to work out what's going on. For the moment, the race goes on, and Anderson was having a look up the inside of Finn Groom there. He's going to have another look as well as they come up and over the line beneath our commentary position. But he has not yet made it through. I can tell you that Stuart Place now has closed another 0.9 of a second on Pip Hammond. And so that's going to be interesting. But yes, safety car is now scrambled again.
Yeah.
So that gap is going to disappear
That's
anyway.
going to disappear again. But
this is quite juicy. Then you've got the two championship contenders, first and second for the restart.
Exactly. Well, of course, Stuart Place is actually leading on total scores. But if you include drop scores, Pip Hammond, I think, is in front by about 4 points, if I remember correctly. So it's down to these two guys, and it looks like they are going to fight it out right to the last here. Looking at that, looks well dug in there. I think they're going to have to drag that out.
Yeah, the marshals had a go, didn't they, giving it a push out, because if they could get it out of the gravel, Graham would be able to sort of drive that car under his own steam, sort of back out onto the circuit. But no, I think it is going to need sort of outside intervention, isn't it, from one of the recovery
That's
vehicles.
a very deceptive corner because you are braking uphill as you come to Druid's hairpin. So you can brake later than you expect, but in these conditions, one lock-up, and you can't recover because you're braking as late as you possibly can, and that looks like what must have happened to Graham there. But they will have to, I fear, they will have to take that out because he is literally in the firing line there for anyone that does venture. And I can see now a truck going over to recover. So as we're looking at the standards at the moment, we see that Pip Hammond is in front of Stuart Place, Lee Scott, then Finn Groom, Andy Anderson, Neil Dudman, and then Chris Deere seems to have made his way back up to contention. So it'd be interesting what might happen on the restart is they may have learnt from that earlier mistake where Pip got away quite a few car lengths. And let's see if they can make sure that they keep closer together on the next restart. But I think we might be having a couple of laps. I'm just looking to see how much time we have left. We have 7.5 minutes on the clock.
So we should still get a few racing laps in, at least before the end, because as you can see, yes, they've got him out of the gravel now. Carefully, we thought he was going to slide into the truck that was recovering him, but not quite, unfortunately. So he's out of the gravel, so they now just need to move that car to a position of safety. It should be able to drive to a position of safety now.
That's just a lock-up in that position there, just a lock-up, so the car should start.
Yeah. So we'll probably get one more lap behind the safety car. Just looking at the wins this season, where they've gone, Pip Hammond's had 2, Stuart Place has had 4, Jason Wood, he had a very popular win at Silverstone, wasn't it?
That was marvellous, yeah, very popular win.
And Martin Rogers, he also had a win, that was last time out,
that was
wasn't
it? Cadwell, yes,
Cadwell.
He got a win, his first win, and he was obviously ecstatic. He hasn't made the journey down. I don't know exactly why. I think there was other issues, but yeah, that would have been great to see him down there because he's had a very lacklustre season. He hasn't really been on the pace, and that was a good reward for him winning at what is basically his home circuit. It was a very popular win.
So we've got another lap behind the safety car. There's 6.5 minutes to go. A lap is about 1.5 minutes behind the safety car, so there'll probably be about 5 minutes, so probably about 5 laps, I would think, of racing once this gets cleared.
Let's get that safety car to speed up a bit.
Absolutely.
Now, we was talking in qualifying off air. I was interested in the lap times. We're now using different tyres. We're using Toyo tyres, which are meant to be better in the wet. And I won here in 2012.
Yeah.
And I got the fastest lap in that race, and it was a 1:08. And I really did expect that to be about the correct speed, but they're about a second a lap off it. And I'm trying to think why, because these tyres are meant to be a lot better.
Yeah.
I think I really need to take one of these cars out on these Toyos to see, exactly what they're like.
Yeah, and in these conditions as well. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find that out, wouldn't it? I'm sure sort of the likes of Pip and Stuart will have some sort of feedback on exactly how they've performed in these conditions as well. We're saying there's not often been wet races in classic stock.
I'm trying to think. I don't think we've really had a wet. I think we've had a damp race, but we've never had a wet race this year. So this is where people like Finn Groom will be sort of struggling from his lack of experience in wet races. But he's in the right position. He's right behind, they won championships, and he's in the right place to follow to learn from those older heads. Now they're building up, slowly building up the pace there. They've really gone a lot earlier this time, but just trying to see. No, Stewart is actually going with Pip, and the gap is back to Lee Scott. It looks like they might have had a jump on. No, as they come into the view, no, Pip has pulled out a gap on Stewart Place. So this is a very interesting restart. That gap has reappeared.
It has. So Stewart Place not really getting the benefit that we thought he might get from that restart. Over the line they come, and the gap is yet 0.7 of a second as the race gets back underway with 4.5 minutes here. So they'll get possibly only 4 laps in, actually, given a lap is about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So pretty 4-lap race this, I would think, between now and the checker flag. And it's Pip Hammond that's leading, then Stewart Place in second, Lee Scott is third, Finger in fourth, and Andy Anderson in fifth. And that was the battle that was going on before the
he's outbraked himself. Oh, he's gone a little wide there. Oh dear, that's a little lock-up, but he had he's an ex-rally driver, so he knew exactly what to do there, but he's trying everything he can to go past this young man.
He is. So you've got the 2 championship contenders, Hammond, who's been the championship in the past, the reigning champion as well, Stewart Place in second place, the multiple champion behind them, Lee Scott, and the person who's probably one of the least experienced drivers in the field.
Look at that wiggle. That was a great camera angle of that wiggle as you take that fast left-hander. It looks as though Andy Anderson has got the inside there. Obviously, he had that bit of a wiggle that put him off, did Finn Groom, and I think Andy Anderson may have benefited from that.
Yeah, I think he has. Just looking out of our commentary box window, it looks like the yellow car is ahead there. We just saw a shot of it going through Clark Curve. There we are, confirmation. You can see now the yellow car ahead of Andy Anderson, ahead of the grey and blue car of Finn Groom. Neil Dudman still there in 6th position in the Peugeot, but it's Nova leading, Peugeot second, Ford Fiesta in 3rd place, and now Pip Hammond has got the best up of 109.03. So they're getting down to those 8s.
They are getting there. I really thought they'd be there. What surprised me, we're only a lap into a restart, and there's space to link the whole straight. So I'm not quite sure if everyone sort of lost the drop on that one, but Finn Groom just now going to follow that swift of Andrew Anderson as he's getting closer. Swift is getting closer and closer behind that XR2i of Lee Scott. And it looks as though Andy really wants to get that 3rd place. I don't think he's had a podium all this season. This is his first. Finn Groom's got up the inside of Andy Anderson. He's reclaimed that spot. What a move! Oh, what a fantastic... Oh, he's found himself. Get that little wiggle on. He's found on the grass. Compose yourself, young man. Compose yourself. Nobody managed to hold on to it. Oh, look at that slide there. That was from Lee Scott. What a side movement. Now Finn Groom's going to get on the inside of him if he can get the traction out. But no, Lee Scott looks like he might just have the legs. But as they come down to the braking zone here, now these XR2 and the Swift can brake a little bit later, and indeed that's what they do. The Swift has gone well deep, is right on the boot lid of Lee Scott as they go down the hill. Phil Groom's got up at the inside of Lee Scott, and they're going to make the drag up the hill, but Lee will try and go round the outside using that superior power, but no, Finn Groom has gone from 5th to 3rd. What a fantastic display.
Superb drive. This Finn Groom's best so far. It's
and now Andy Anderson's got on the inside. Has Lee Scott got a problem? He's lost out now to the rapid Suzuki Swift.
He has indeed, but look how they've been fighting. They've lost touch with the 2 leaders, Hammond and Place, who themselves have got 2.8 seconds between them. There's 1 more lap to go, I think, at the end of this one. But yet, Groom has now pulled well away from Anderson. So this will be comfortably Groom's best result of the season. A couple of 7s.
Now,
Anderson's had a 5th so far this year. What can you see, Paul?
Lee Scott has got a black and orange flag.
Now, I can't see any bodywork damage on that car, so I presume it must be some fluid or something that the trackside marshals can see being dropped by that car.
But he's definitely got a flag. Oh, he's actually pulled off. So, yes, there must have been something. That explains why he dropped off the pace there quite rapidly. But, of course, now that puts Finn Groom up into 3rd position, has managed to escape the Swift for a short term. Now, are we on the last lap or not?
I reckon we are. Yeah, last lap board is being held out by the marshals, and we've got less than a minute to go now. So here is Groom in 3rd place, heading for his best result. Anderson also heading for his best result, because he's only had a 5th so far, so 4th.
In the past, Finn has got 2nd at Snetterton.
Yes, so, he has, but last season.
But to get a podium in a wet race with his limited experience of wet races will be a fantastic display, and he'll be well over the moon with that. But Pip Hammond is certain as authority there with his experience, just keeping that car in front. Now he will, from winning, he will get another 25 kilos of ballast.
Yeah.
But look at that understeer. These are great shots of the understeer you get on that corner. The camber, the car, the track literally goes away. And that was a great display, but quite dominant there. Quite a few seconds in front.
Yeah.
We find the winner, Pip Hammond, by, well, that looks like a good 3 seconds,
Yeah.
I think, in the end.
Yeah, let's have a look at the top screen. 2.5 seconds, 2.4 seconds it was over Stuart Place. There's Fingroom, a podium
Fingroom,
for him.
third place.
Andy Anderson, a great
He's got his
fourth
arm
place
out
for him.
already. Look how happy that young man is.
That's great to see. Neil Dudman is in 5th place. Chris Deere takes 6th. Across the line in 7th place goes James Hazelhurst. Jason Wood is 8th. Andy Phil Potts is 9th. And Lucas Dryden completing the top 10 with Ryan Clark having sort of stalled on the grid or whatever happened to him at the top.
He's having 11th.
Got back to 11th. So that's a good comeback from him. And it looks like we had 16 finishes, I think. Well, no, 15 because Lee Scott had to pull into the pits, didn't he? And we
That's
lost
right.
Graham Rees as well
And
in the end. Oh, and it's almost dead heat over the line between Rick Groom and...
Alan Dooley.
No, it was Lee
Was it?
Scott that got back out onto the circuit.
Obviously. Oh, okay, he
so
did.
Lee Scott, Alan Dooley, just about to complete his race now. So actually,
That's
we did have
interesting.
16 finishers.
Now, with that, yes, that was just getting that finish, because what happens is you have to carry success ballast for 3 races that you finish.
Okay.
Now, that is so important. It won't pay out this weekend, but our final round at Mallory, that could make the difference.
It could. Okay. Well, that was a great drive from Pip Ham. Probably not too much of a surprise that he was able to control that race in those conditions. Stuart Place, solid second for him.
That's a good solid one, because he found himself lower down the grid at the start, and he had a terrific start. He's been lightning on his starts this whole season and got himself into the podium position.
I think he'd have taken second, where he was on the grid. I think he'd have taken that before the race.
He would be more than happy just to sit there and accumulate the points, because he knows on drop scores he has the advantage at this time.
Yeah. But let's have a look at the result then from that from first race of the day for Finishline UK Classic Stock Catch Championship. The win to number 71, Pip Hammond. 11 laps completed after a couple of safety car periods as well. Second to number 87, Stuart Place. Third place to number 91, Finn Groom. Fourth was 86, Andrew Anderson. Fifth to number 48, Neil Dudman. Sixth, 46, Chris Deere. Seventh was number 12, James Hazelhurst. Then it was Jason Wood, Andy Phil Potts and Lucas Dryden rounding out the top 10. Ryan Clark, having stalled on the grid, came back to 11th, ahead of Darren Bassingthwaite, Stuart Clavely and Lee Scott, just squeaking into 14th position on the line from Rick Groom, with Alan Dooley in 16th position and Graham Rees, a non-finish, having gone off into the gravel trap at Druids in the early part of the race. Classic Stock Catch cars are back out again later on today at 25 past 4, so we shall look forward to that. And they then have another meeting at Mallory Park to conclude their season as well. A reminder that we're coming up towards the lunch break. To let you know, there'll be a minute's silence held in perhaps about 10 minutes' time in connection with the sad loss of Alan Swain from the Formula V paddock. So the Formula V drivers will be marking that in probably about 10 minutes' time. Josh will announce that in due course. But otherwise, we'll then be heading into the lunch break, where we will have a break until about 10 to 2, when we'll be back underway with another 9 races this afternoon, including the Aim Shop Mazda 7s, Sam Helmet's Formula V, bike sports as well, and all of the categories that you've already seen once today. But for now, we head down to Josh Barrett in pit lane.
So we're down here after the finish line Classic Stock Catch race, and it's a win for Pip Hammond. Well done, Pip. Tricky conditions, but perhaps a bit more straightforward than some other races this year.
Yeah, apart from the 2 restarts, because that's actually the first time I've led to the line on a safety car restart before in all the years I've done this. So, yeah, I was pleased to make that work, and a bit gutted to see Stuart in my mirrors. But to be fair, from 8th on the grid, that's some drive from him. So I'm happy with the win. I don't know where the fastest lap's at, unless you do.
Stuart did have it at one point.
He probably got it then. So I've not chipped away at him too much today, but we'll re-rack him and go again for race 2.
Tell us what it's like. Obviously, different tyres to I think when we've last had a wet race in Classic Stock Catch. So how's that been?
It's difficult to say, because we have, despite the 2 safety cars, we actually did more racing laps here than last time it rained here. Because, but I think it's okay. I mean, what's weird about this track is where your sort of conventional wet lines would be, where you'd expect to see people driving out to the white lines, kind of doesn't apply here, unless I'm just not brave enough to go and find them. So it's not too bad. I'd like to try them in the dry, but only on a day that wasn't today, because I seem to be doing all right in the rain.
I think here a couple of years ago they retarmacked the first half of the lap. I'm not sure if they've done the second half, but have you found the first half perhaps a bit more grippy than the second half of the lap?
Yeah, and then that makes sense for why those lines don't seem to change too much. I found myself wide at clearways a lot, but mostly because I couldn't bring it to the apex unless I put it down into first gear or something. So I rode around the outside of there. So that does make sense, actually. That might explain why I could sort of stick to a conventional line in the early 2 or 3 corners.
I think I had 4 makes a car in the top 4, so that's pretty good again for the championship.
Yeah, it's nice that I think I only saw. I don't really know why the first safety car was out because I didn't see any cars off.
On the grid,
And then I saw obviously Graham went off, but it seems like everyone behaved. This looks like a much more cheerful conversation going on behind to my right than we've been having this year. So. Yeah, it's really good for the championship. We've all been told to pull our stocks up, and hopefully that looked like it was the case out there today.
I think there were a few slides, but not too much more of that. Well done on the win. Let's go get Stuart. Stuart second, which is a good result from where you had to start.
Yeah, incredible, really. I literally just pulled away off the start line. There was no revs, no nothing. It was like driving Miss Daisy, and luckily it just hooked. Managed to just bring the speed up a little bit. Did all right into the first corner. I thought, right, we're on for a good one. Then the safety car came out, and I was like, damn. But to be fair, I'm really pleased with that. I had a massive slide, massive slide. How I saved it, I do not know, but I did. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. Pip drove impeccably. Towards the end, yeah, I probably could have caught him, but it was hard work. And to be honest, I was happy with that. Really, really happy. And, good race. I think most people came home, so yeah, really awesome.
After that big slide, did that make you think, okay, so let's stick for second now?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I thought I can't do that again. I need to get the points and take it home. So yeah, it's exactly what I did.
And were the conditions any different to qualifying, or was it the same sort of thing?
It was pretty much the same, and to be honest with you, I was quite happy with it. It was just, it felt like there was oil down somewhere, because when I had the slide, I'd been all right there, but it just felt like there was something else as well as water. So other than that, pretty much the same.
Yeah, the guys in the last race said it got slippy towards the end about something. Did it get put down?
Yeah, I think it must have been something like that, but no, I'm really pleased.
Well done on your second place. Let's get Finn Groom in. Well done, Finn, on the podium. I think there's a few slides out there battling with Lee as well. Well done.
Yeah, lots of slides, too many, to be honest. But no, that was good. Hard work, very hard work. But my second podium, so yeah, hopefully we'll get some more soon. And yeah, it's going well.
It's been a bit of a challenging season, I think, for you, so it's good to be back up to where you were last year now.
It has, yeah. We've had a lot of bad luck with both cars, mine and Dad's, so yeah, the luck is with us today, happily. So.
And I say you had a battle with Lee and got past him, so somebody that's won so many races here.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience around here, but yeah, no, that was really, really good.
And then you had Andy in the Swift, which I guess is a totally different car to yours.
Yeah, he did make a dive on me at one point, and we did have a little touch, but nothing major. And then the last few laps, I was pulling away from him, so yeah, it was good.
You were a bit like Pip, you like the conditions to stay like this for later on?
I do seem to do better in the wet, so yeah, I don't mind if it stays wet.
Well, why don't I let you go and get off?
Cheers.
So congratulations to our top 3 drivers in the Finishline UK Classic Stock Cats Championship. We are now going to take a short break.